I guess, I mean, obviously ISIS, I think ISIS is is ISIS still relatively strong? I thought it was. ISIS, how strong is ISIS? I don't know how to word this question. Okay, it's no longer a territory holding caliphate, but a highly dispersed insurgency. So let's just pull this up. AI overview, so take it with a grain of salt. But 1,500 to 3,000 militants operate in Syria and Iraq. Africa has 4,000 to 7,000 fighters. And then ISIS-K. So, okay. So it seems like they're still pretty strong. I guess the war on terror didn't really help that much. Let's go ahead and watch this video. Apparently, in like I think last night or maybe the night before, America and Nigeria did some coordinated operation and killed the director of global operations for ISIS. So let's go ahead and watch this video and hopefully get a little bit more information.
This is video from Gaza this morning as a funeral procession was held for a top Hamas leader killed in an Israeli strike last night. Israel says the strike targeted is Haddad, and he is believed to be one of the architects of the October.
This isn't what I thought it was going to be about. One second. ISIS commander killed Nigeria. Sorry, I don't really care about all that other stuff. I was reading the description. I think there might be more info than I really care about in this video. So let's pull this up. And we'll just click this first one from Reuters.
U.S. President
okay. So, joint operation by U.S. and Nigerian forces. So let's go and watch this video.
Donald Trump announced that a top ISIS commander was killed by U.S. and Nigerian forces. In a Truth Social post, Trump said that Abu Bilal al-Manuki, the second in command of ISIS globally, was eliminated. In a statement on X, Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said early assessments confirmed that the ISIS commander was killed along with several of his lieutenants during a strike on his compound. This video, released by U.S. Africa Command on Saturday,
By the way, I got news for you. Taking out these commanders isn't going to do anything. Leadership strikes are largely performative and don't really have any impact when it comes to insurgencies. There's always, for every person you kill, there's 100 more hardline people there to take that person's place. So I don't really think that's gonna do anything. In all honesty, my personal opinion is that ISIS will cease to exist once we stop destabilizing the region. Short history lesson. So ISIS spawned out of the remnants of Al-Qaeda, right? And Al-Qaeda, for those unaware, was not directly funded by America, but was born out of a lot of the insurgents that we armed in the region for destabilizing it, for those types of reasons. Let's see if I can pull it up. Origins of ISIS. Remnants of Al-Qaeda. I was hoping that they would have some more information on Al-Qaeda, but I know that we funded a lot of insurgent groups and stuff around there in order to destabilize various regimes. But then after that, then we obviously went to war with Al-Qaeda after 9/11 and obviously with Iraq and like those lies and stuff that got us in there, which then destabilized the region further, which then all of these destabilization efforts led to a whole bunch of people who were orphaned, right? Like who didn't have parents, and a shit ton of guns, just a shit ton of guns and weapons just scattered throughout the region. Which then led to the creation of ISIS, which I think was originally for Iraq and Syria, if I remember correctly, but has now expanded to just be like all over. Really, they're essentially just insurgents who are all over the Middle East, all over Northern Africa now too, and yeah, and basically they're not going. You can't like bomb your way out of this. There's no way to bomb your way out of this. The only way to like end these sorts of insurgent military organizations that are destabilizing that are now like taking part in the destabilizing of these various countries over there is you need to stop providing the destabilization that allows them to continue recruiting. If you could, got all of your, if we abandoned that region, like in its entirety, and also obviously Israel would have to be, turned into a single secular state or whatever, with everybody has equal rights. Like, and then, that region had like maybe a decade to like kind of stabilize without constantly being destabilized by America and Israel. Then I think you would start to see a big drop in the numbers of ISIS, because a lot of ISIS people, I think, are very motivated by, the humiliations being caused by Israel against like Palestinians and like towards Muslims in general, but then also obviously just our constant destabilizing efforts that leaves a bunch of orphans and a bunch of weapons all over the region. So I don't know, that's like my high level overview of ISIS and Al-Qaeda. This sort of stuff, bombing the killing the leadership or whatever, that's never going to work. That's not a way to defeat them. There's no way to militarily defeat an ideology like ISIS. You have to cut off the reason that they are able to recruit people and continue operating in the way that they do. Only at that point can you actually like militarily at least like stop them, prevent them from making gains, and eventually they will wither away. But you need that stabilization first.
Claims to show a strike on ISIS fighters in Nigeria, including al-Manuki. Tinubu said Nigerian forces worked closely with the U.S. military in what he called a daring joint operation that dealt a heavy blow to the ranks of the Islamic State. Trump, who has previously accused Nigeria of failing to protect Christians from Islamist militants, thanked the Nigerian government for its partnership in the operation. Many Nigerians Reuters spoke to were in favor of it.
To me, I want more of such strikes, because we've been fighting this terrorism without fighting terrorism.
The terrorist issue has become something else. But if U.S. can help us to eliminate all this thing, I see nothing bad there.
Nigeria's Borno state, where the strike was carried out, has endured an insurgency waged by Boko Haram and its splinter group, Islamic State West Africa Province, for 17 years. Thousands of people have been killed and some 2 million displaced. Nigeria denies discriminating against any religion and says its security forces target armed groups that attack both Christians and Muslims.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think that there's no good solution here except for, trying to stabilize the region. And a part of that is taking getting rid of like America's imperialist ambitions over there. If all of that went away, then I think it would be a lot harder for ISIS to continue recruiting. And I think that it would just wither away and die. It's the same thing that would happen if, I guess they're different organizations. I don't want to equate the two, but it would be like if the Palestinians were given, equal rights to Israelis, and we had a single democratic state with Israelis and Palestinians living side by side, and they all had equal rights, then the Hamas organization would wither away and die. There would be no need for it, or it would be absorbed into the government, and people would no longer be engaging in acts of like terror or whatever, right? Like it would just wither away. And that's the only way for insurgent organizations to go away, is if you fix the underlying root causes of why they exist in the first place. So you can't really bomb them away. You can't really kill, like the more you kill of them, the more come to replace them. You have to solve the ideological problem that is undergirding their ideology. So